Hey yo, what is groovy? What is good? It's your boy Papa Capes and we are back with yet another Raid Shadow Legends video. Thank you so much to Raid for sponsoring this video. In my description, you'll see we have our own link down below that you can use if you're looking at starting a new journey or if you're brand new to the game. Get started right now. It's an epic time to start Raid. Using my link directly supports me, directly supports the channel. As you start with my link, you'll be greeted with Tholen Foulbeard, and as you continue to progress just a little bit, you'll get the likes of Ugo, Tagore, and Mausoleum Mage. Then you will also be able to use either Raid 7 for Pelops or Wrath for Padraig. So I realized that lately a lot of my videos have been about progress and how my account's growing and all of these things. However, it's time to be humbled and it's time to continue being realistic and honest. So to touch on a few things for those of you who haven't watched the previous videos, we have hit 300 speed for the first time. We have successfully completed our first fusion on our account, which is Masahiro from the Shadowkin faction. And we've obviously made some arena progress, some live arena progress. That's all the good things. That's all the progression. That's all the things that make me excited about logging in every single day, right? But with all of that said, if we're being honest, there's still so much content that my account cannot do. Your account just starts looking strong. You start developing that confidence within your account as you proceed to do certain content, but then certain content absolutely humbles you. So right off the bat, the first bit of content that I know for a fact I cannot do is in Curse City. And keep in mind, this is Curse City normal. Every rotation of normal, I find myself always getting 3 Eclipse keys, right? Which then allows for you to do Amius. And I simply have not yet been able to do Amius. Granted, I haven't done my due diligence in studying this boss. I've read through what he does. I'm familiar with his kit. However, I'm not going to sit here and say that I understand his kit. I understand how he uses his kit and I understand how to counter his kit. Because if I understood those things, surely then I'd be able to finish the boss, right? Maybe it's that. Maybe it's the fact that I don't have the champions, but that's something that I'm trying to get out of my mind. Granted, there are times when you just don't have the champion roster or the depth within your champion roster to do certain content, but I'm not going to go there first. I'm going to go to me first and put the responsibility or accept responsibility for the fact that I haven't studied his kit. Now, when I say study, I don't mean sitting there for months on end and studying every single thing. I mean reading, understanding. And when I get to a place to where I understand what they do, I'm then able to then plot an attack and plan accordingly, be able to gear my champs better, be able to get familiar with the champs or the team setup that I might need to combat said boss. So on this rotation, we don't have Lemonisi. I know that I saw some content about Lemonisi being able to solo this boss, but in this rotation, we don't have a Lemonisi. We've got Ezio, Supreme Gallic, Artor, Morley, Cupidus, Venomage, Rector, Runekeeper, Geomancer, and those are just the champions that you can't see. Oh no, there's more. Sanisha, Duck the Pierced, Skullcrown, Doom Priest, Torvin, April. Those are just the champions that I know you can't see from behind the camera. I haven't been able to complete Amius or normal, and I know for a fact that these are either Romantu missions or Marius missions that you not only need to complete Amius or normal, but also hard. I understand it could be a bad rotation, but again, I'm trying to put blame on myself, quote unquote, so that I can take the steps needed to eventually finish this boss and to eventually be able to beat Amius on normal Curse City so that I can then go into hard and try my luck there as well. Then another bit of content that I haven't been able to complete is in Grim Forest. Now, we've just finished the boss in Grim Forest, Leshan, the Entangled One. I'm able to do this every single rotation, so that's not an issue. If we scroll all the way to the top of Grim Forest, you get this purple area up here. And I cannot finish a single one of these first champions. I haven't tried them in this rotation as yet, as you've just seen me utilize that energy. I haven't been able to finish stage N4, stage N2, and stage N5. Not once since Grim Forest has been introduced. This doesn't necessarily mean that I'm incapable of doing it. I just haven't necessarily focused time and effort into trying to do it. But I have attempted it once, twice, maybe even 3 times without necessarily, again, studying and understanding the kits of the champions that I'm fighting against. But this is just something that humbled me as well. I can finish normal Grim Forest, but I cannot finish the hard section. And when it comes to hard Grim Forest, I haven't started it yet because I like to first finish Leshan, and I did that earlier today. But I also know that I struggle in hard Grim Forest. I haven't been able to get a single Mimic down to potentially get an Anaxia frag. My performance in hard Grim Forest is genuinely humbling and also subpar. So this is some content that I might lack champion depth. I might just need to expand the champions that I've built on my account. I've probably only built 10 to 20% of the champions on my account and booked them and mastered them and everything. So this is, again, on me and something that's well within my control to potentially improve on, but not necessarily finish entirely. And that's one of the things about Raid. It humbles you real quick. Not in a negative way, but it has this ability to humble you. As we move on to the next topic is Doom Tower. Now, we've been able to finish Doom Tower normal for a long time right now. As you can see, we've just finished Doom Tower normal. We haven't finished the last secret room. I might be able to if I build Cold Heart, if I build Bellower, but this is something that I haven't been able to do. As you can see, every other secret room in Doom Tower normal is completed and every single boss is done. This I also did today, but on hard Doom Tower, things are a bit different. The furthest I've gotten to is stage 97. Stage 97 on hard, this was in the previous rotation after I struggled with Celestial Griffin. Once I beat Celestial Griffin, we were only able to go 7 more stages. And this is something that I'm also working towards doing. I think Doom Tower hard, in my opinion, is where roster depth really starts exposing my account. I cannot hide from this. I'm talking about me to myself, talking in the mirror. This isn't something that I can hide from. This could be roster depth, definitely, but it also just could be that I do not have a deep enough understanding of the champions on my account and how to use them to the best of their ability. Because if I did, I'm sure I would have built way more champs than I have currently, would have mastered them, I would have booked them, and they would have been geared. Not taken gear off from other presets, but they would have had their own presets because I would have built them to their strengths. Doom Tower Hard is definitely a place that I can come to after 1 or 2 weeks of mad progress to instantly be humbled. I also feel that there's some stages in here that are super niche that you need very specific champions for, but also I feel that the gear on my account, even though I'm always at 2,000 out of 2,000 artifacts, I did a mild gear cleanse today, but I'm always, look there, 1,953 out of 2,000 artifacts on my account. So I cannot sit here and say my gear is spread too thin. Have I done my due diligence and stopped being lazy to go through each and every piece and actually cleanse the pieces that I know for sure I'm not going to use or bad pieces? No. Let me know down in the comments below if you want me to potentially look at gear cleansing my account. What I'd then do is I'd go and do research. I'd go and do some research to understand exactly which kind of approach to take when it comes to a gear cleanse. I'll always take advice or what people say and manipulate it whilst adding my flavor on it. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. So I'll never just accept what somebody says like a robot or an AI prompt. I will gradually take what they say, utilize advice that I feel adds value, but also add some of my own understanding to keep it mine, to make it my own, and to kind of add my flavor or my style on top of that. Let me know down below if you guys would like to see a video like that. That sounds like a cool idea. To double back onto Doom Tower Hard, I don't know enough, and this just shows that I haven't done my due diligence. I don't know enough about the stages, the floors, the different champions that come through. I know for a fact, as an example, if I go to Knights Revenant Faction Wars, stage 21, there's a triple Valkyrie in one of the waves. I know that because I've struggled there, and I continue to struggle there. Those 3 Valkyries are bane in my existence, but I do not have that type of information in Doom Tower Hard because I auto battle, I do it in the background now with that new feature, but when I struggle, I almost just easily accept defeat and I don't try and go back into it with different builds. Granted, I will shuffle champions. I will use different champions. I'll try briefly different champions in different places and maybe different synergies. But it's a lot more intricate than that when it comes to completing these higher stages in Doom Tower. And this rotation, I'm definitely going to put in a lot more effort into Hard Doom Tower. A pretty cool thing about Hard Doom Tower is that I feel it's just one of those places where the game basically says to you, do you actually understand your account? I can sit here in front of you and say, I don't fully understand my account. And that's okay, because that's all part of the journey. As we finish speaking about Doom Tower, I'm going to go into another area that I do struggle with. Again, let me not say struggle with, another area that is able to humble me. This could segue into and take pointers from Hard Doom Tower as well. It could be champion roster depth. It could be a lack of understanding on my account. Undead Horde, Demon Spawn, Skinwalkers, Knights Rev, and then Ogren. Those are the 5 crypts, and Shadowkin. So there's 6 crypts in total. I apologize. There's 6 crypts in total that we still need to finish. I know for a fact that Lydia is worth it. I know that she's going to impact my account immediately. But we need to conquer these 6 crypts. This then again humbles me. Okay, Capes, you've got your Arbiter to over 300 speed. Fantastic, buddy. But show us how you operate in faction wars. And again, this is just another area that the game is exposing me and exposing my account. That can also be multiple things, right? Let's be honest about this. There could be certain factions in here that are weaker than others. For example, I know for a fact I don't have a single nuker in Knights Revenant faction. Let me not say a single nuker. I don't have any crazy nukers in Knights Rev. I've got, I think, 4 support champions that I use in there. If we go to Orcs, I know for a fact I've got a nuker and Orcs is finished in my Supreme Gallic. So it could be a thing like weak factions or weaker factions. It could also be bad roster depth. Maybe in some of these factions I need better support. For example, in Skinwalkers, I don't think I've got a single reviver in Skinwalkers. Now I'm curious, because if memory serves me correctly, I do not have a single reviver in Skinwalkers. I'm going to check right here. Revive. There we go. Skinwalkers, Reviver, 0. So that, yes, that could just be a lack of support in certain factions. But then it could also just be lacking gear depth, which I doubt is the case, because we've seen how many artifacts I've got. 1,953 out of 2K. So maybe it's not a lack of gear depth. It could be a lack of good gear, but I'm not going to sit here in front of you and say that before I know for a fact that that's true. And then let's go on to a milestone for any account, which is the ability to 1-key Ultra Nightmare. I still cannot 1-key Ultra Nightmare. So yes, Arbiter was immediately put into my clan boss team to test and test and test and test, and I changed a few things up and everything like that. And I just simply cannot 1-key Ultra Nightmare. I can 2-key it 100% of the time, regardless of affinity, regardless of whatever else is impacting it. I will 100% of the time 2-key Ultra Nightmare. But can I 1-key it? Sadly not. Yet. There's multiple factors. Again, I'm not going to jump into this, but there's multiple factors. That's my current team that I use. Glaycad, Rector, Mikey, Venomage, and Geomancer. This team is not speed tuned. There's no setups for this team at all. That's the team that I tried to set up when I found out that Ezio and Xeno work well together with the poisons. I put off his Infest. I don't know enough about setups, but that was an experimental team, and the damage just wasn't close enough. It wasn't remotely close enough to justify actually running that team and fine-tuning it. If I see potential, I might have committed to it, but obviously I did not. Therefore, I'm sticking to what I know. And I don't know if this is a comfort thing. I don't think it's a comfort thing, because damage speaks facts. You cannot lie about damage. So if there was another team that showed potential in the damage done, of course I would have changed it. I've tried Mithrala in here. Like I said, I've tried Arbiter in here. I've tried Arto in here. I've tried Gallic in here and taking Geomancer out. We still just are not able to 1-key Ultra Nightmare. So yeah, we're close. I think the highest damage we've done on 1-key is 57 mil. So we are close, and we continue to get closer and closer. but we're just not there yet. And that's one of the best things about Raid, in my opinion, is that there's still parts of the game where I genuinely feel clueless. That's cool. I'm content with that. That's something that keeps me logging in every day. That's something that keeps me on edge. And when I'm actually there and I'm facing an issue, I will study what I need to study. I will do research if needed. I will do a gear cleanse and actually get rid of gear that I'm never going to use. That's one of the best parts for me about Raid. Those undiscovered challenges at times as well, right? I'm okay. I'm okay with certain content making me feel clueless because it's exciting. It's exciting when you encounter certain content in a different sense. Not for the first time, just in a different sense because your perspective's been changed a bit. Your eyes have been opened because of a newfound understanding that you then have, that I then have, based on a different build on my champion. So I've done research on Amius and I know how to approach him and how to fight him and who to use, etc. Those are the things that excite me. Those are the challenges that I welcome. And that's what keeps me logging into Raid every single day happily. I just wanted to talk about, I felt like the last few videos were just like progression, which is cool. But I'm trying to keep things real here. I always try and keep it authentic, but it's also always my opinion, my perspective from my experience. And everything I said is not supposed to be negative at all. It's something that I genuinely enjoy about Raid. When it humbles you, it provides you with the foundation to step up. It provides you with the reason to rise, to study, to put in additional time, to change your ways, to step out of your comfort zone. And those are things that I absolutely enjoy. And I think if my account could all of a sudden do everything, Raid would honestly become less exciting. So I'm happy with where my account's at. I'm content with where it's at. I haven't once since the previous upload compared my account to anyone else's. I haven't had that disheartening feeling of, ooh, look at their champs. I'm like, yo, my champs are cool. Where my account's at is fine. Why? Because it's my journey in real time and we're only gonna get better. So let's keep it real. Even though at times these things can be frustrating, it's literally one of the biggest contributing factors as to why I log in and day out. So if you find yourself looking to start Raid, or you're a player that might be considering getting back in and you're currently on the fence, now's a great time. Use that link in the description down below. Directly supports me, directly supports the channel. And once again, thank you so much to Raid for sponsoring this video. Please let me know down in the comments below, what's one piece of content that you find yourself struggling with? The best part of doing all of this is engaging with you guys, conversing with you guys, debating and just having discussions. So let me know in the comments down below. Right after you, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, baby. Let's get it, guys. It is Friday. Stay safe out there. Have a fantastic weekend. Happiness is a choice. Kindness is free. Leave your mark, yo. Peace out.